What's the Crack? With Anton and Sherry-Ann.
Welcome back to What's the Crack?
What's the crack, son?
A sentence I didn't think I was going to say again, Mum.
I know.
I literally had my own podcast set up, ready to go, first episode done, ready to put it out there.
Well, I'm sorry, son. Where you go, I go, as your granddad would say.
Yeah, but do you know the thing was this time? You were actually willing to let me go and do my own thing.
Yeah.
And it was just total public demand for you to be back. I mean, I came out that villa, and honestly, I think that you became more famous than me this time round.
I don't think I wouldn't say it famous, son. I think it's just, what is it you said the first time round? People are intrigued.
And if we take it back to the roots of What's the Crack and why we done it initially in the first place, was we wanted to show that there was more to a relationship than just the mum that shaves my bum.
Absolutely. I mean, I went out there the first time round and I was just this daft wee mum, Scottish mum, with a razor just shaving your hairy bum.
Let's get nothing twisted, that still happens, the bum shaving. That does still happen, for sure. But I think that we've grown a lot in the last 4 to 5 years.
And let's keep it real in this podcast, Anton.
Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to say?
Keep it real in this podcast, son.
Right, go on.
Because the first time round, where did you go? You went right where?
Up my hairy ass. I did. Yeah, I did, definitely.
And it was hairy because I wasn't speaking to you
You
for
weren't
a while.
speaking to me, so you weren't there to shave it. You're right. So, yeah, I think that a lot's happened, but due to the sort of public demand, we're back doing What's the Crack. And to be honest, Mum, I'm delighted we're back doing this together.
It makes my heart sing just having you beside me.
Oh, don't. Are we going to make this an emotional one?
No, well, you know, I laugh. I like to laugh. I like to cry. I like to... But yes, it does make me emotional. The first time round was a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was a little bit mad. I don't think any of us knew what we were getting into. So, yeah, just pulling back a little touch. What's the crack, okay, for anyone that never listened the first time around? The name. The name. I was so proud of that. That took me a few days to come up with.
Oh, excuse me, like when I say Anton's mum, shaves his bum, and what is it you say?
You rhymed mum with bum. Like,
So,
it's
I
not
mean-
lyrical genius.
What's the crack, wasn't he either?
Well, it is, because you've got crack like bum and then crack as in crack like a chat. Don't see you coming up with any names. Obviously, this time around, I feel like we're going to do things a little bit different. You know, with Love Island this time, I feel like people see me in a different light.
In a different light, that is you as a person. You went on the first time and tried to be somebody that you weren't,
Yeah.
and then you fucked it up.
Right, okay.
You fucked it up because you went about with a wee headless chicken there.
Yeah.
And all these women are throwing themselves at you and, oh my God. What is it you said the first time round? When I think about it, did you not have a wee wandering eye? That went massive.
I did have a wandering eye the first time around, and I think that I put on a certain character in order to get on the show, and then within the first sort of few weeks, people initially didn't like me, and then eventually they grew to love me because I was getting pied all the time. I wasn't actually that character that people were seeing. Whereas this time round, it was different. I mean, I'm not going to lie, first time around, I got a lot of love coming off the show.
The first time around in the first few weeks, you weren't like so much because I always believe stay true to yourself.
Yeah,
You were trying to be one of the boys and
that's not me.
it's not you. So that's what you get, son.
Yeah, so I think this time around it was very much a man amongst the boys this time around.
For sure.
So what was that like watching it this time around opposed to the first time around?
The first time around, I was very emotionally attached to everything
Yeah,
that you were doing. This time around, I could sort of detach myself.
yeah,
Have a lot more faith, knowing that you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what they say, if you don't know who you are, you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything.
yeah.
First time round, you went, and then you just try to stand by all these boys and you
I think the first time around I tried to do what I thought the producers or the viewers would want to see in order to get myself on the show. And this time around, I was very much, Love Island came to me, they approached me, and I was just like, look, Love Island's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Although in saying that, you did put a lot back there because you had a few launches there with other businesses. So I had an opinion why would you want to go back in Love Island when you're just ready to launch
Yeah.
2 major businesses?
Yeah.
Did you need that?
No.
So you tell me, what did you need out of that then, Anton?
I didn't need anything. Do you know what? The producers came to me. They were like, "Look, Anton, we want you back for the All-Stars season."
That
What was that?
That's a doubting you, son.
Why?
Because since you were a kid, since you were a wee baby, you always wanted the that was my fault, I know. I always had the cameras on you.
Yeah.
You like the cameras on you.
Yeah, I mean,
Face it.
little ego boost now and again. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it was nice to get the call and obviously be considered for the All-Star season first and foremost. And secondly, when I look back on my Love Island experience from the first time, they're some of the best memories I've ever made in my life. And I always look back at that as one of the most amazing periods of my life. So when the opportunity came round again, I thought, why not? Why not? What have I got to lose in this situation? And what was nice about it from my point of view is going in 5 years older and everyone's seen the growth in me. That's what was really, really nice. Because it can go one or two ways. You can be loved or you can be hated. You don't know how the edit's going to be. Obviously, there's 24 hours in a day. It's cut down to 45 minutes, including the adverts. So you just don't know how you're going to be edited.
Absolutely. Is it not having absolute trust in the producers there and what way they put you out as well, or what?
I mean, I don't think it's having trust in the producers. I think it's more so a case of, you know, there is 24 hours in a day. So it just becomes a case of you could have that one bad moment for an hour. And then that's what's shown rather than the 90% of the good times. But that's got nothing to do with the producers. It's making a show at the end of the day. And if that main bit, that 10% was a better piece of content than that.
You mean
90%,
more drama?
Yeah, more drama, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I mean, obviously it was nice to be portrayed in that way this time around. So, let's get into it a little bit more. Let's get into Love Island. A few major moments this time around.
For me, the major moments was, wow, I actually thought the way you done that backflip into that pool, I was like, is that been rehearsed?
Do you know what? It was one of the ones where typical Anton, you know, I've got it in my head exactly what I'm doing. I've planned it all out. Walk there, do the breath spray, give the chat, make it really, really smooth. But obviously it didn't end there. Planted the kiss on G. Good kiss. Step back, feeling all smug. And all I remember is literally taking that step back and just Molly going, Anton, no. And then I just felt myself fall back. And at that point, it was just a natural reaction to push my foot back. And it turned into like some sort of backflip. So it was actually like falling with style, really.
Yeah.
Just touching back on that last thing with you were asking if you thought it was like, you know, deliberate. Absolutely not. See, when I got out that pool, the mics we wear are $4,000.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're not allowed to get them. Like, one of the things is always take your mics off. You sign the contract, take your mics off when you're around the pool, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as I fell back, the only thing that went through my head is they're going to kill me.
actually, when I realised Ricky G for Geordie Shore called me and he goes, oh, Sherry Ann, you're going to get a bill through for those mics. I says, I thought that was rehearsed. He went, never.
Never.
He says, that wasn't rehearsed. He says, the mics cost a lot of money. He says, don't be surprised if Anton, because...
That's what's happened to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of their time they're getting drunk and doing stupid things deliberately and or just it's their own fault that they do that. But I think that the producers just realised it was an honest mistake. Let's face it, that's Love Island gold. That'll be there
It's
for them.
history,
It's history, that is. That moment is iconic. So yeah, there was that. And one thing I've noticed that went massive was obviously the Mitch argument.
When he started going on and you just stood back and I thought, and he just went on and on and on the way he spoke to you. And then I thought, and then I just looked at you. You looked down and I thought, what is he going to say here?
I could feel my blood boiling. You know my face.
And then remember we made a pledge with each other. If we got each other angry, we would just do, I'm so pretty, so pretty, so pretty.
Yeah.
So when you look down, and I thought, when you look down in your head, I'm thinking, he's bypassing everything that's said. And then he's saying, I'm so pretty, so pretty, so pretty.
Well, I can't say I was doing that. I was just composing myself for a moment and I just thought that, look, I'm in the right here with what I'm saying. If I get my facts across in a calm manner, the calmest man in an argument always wins. The one that gets angry first.
Is there a winner in an argument, Anton?
Well, maybe not. Maybe there's not a winner in an argument. But if there was, I'd definitely win the argument. If there was,
No doubt.
If there is a way to win an argument, watch that scene back, because that is how you win an argument. And yeah, obviously that went well, and I think that was a massive turning point for me this time around in Love Island.
We never saw much of you in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you said you had been filming quite a lot, and I thought, why have we not seen, 3-4 weeks in? No, I just felt, what's going on here?
It was about 2 weeks.
Is that right?
It was
2
about
weeks.
2 weeks.
And when I saw your face, I thought, you're too old for this.
Yeah.
You're too old for these people. You're not too old, as in your mindset is just not there.
That actually was the overlying emotion throughout the whole experience. I just felt like I was totally too old for it. I felt like, in a lot of ways, I felt like I've ruined my Love Island experience, because the first time around, I genuinely loved it, and I look back in that and go, they were the days.
But Anton,
Whereas
when you're younger, son, you know, you go and do something and it's exciting.
Yeah.
But going to do it again,
Yeah.
it's just different. You're at a different age and a different stage now.
Yeah, nothing's ever the same twice. It's like getting back with your ex. It's never the same.
Don't you think sometimes that could be better?
I've never had that experience, and I've got back with a lot of my exes, and
Me
it's
too,
never,
yeah.
ever been
Yeah.
the same. It's never the same. Your expectations for it are completely different from if you're just going into it like with a open mind. Like, my expectations were so high this time around, and yeah, I honestly couldn't wait to get out of there. I could not wait to get out of there. The 5 weeks seemed so much longer than the 8 weeks I'd done the first time. It was a long, drawn out process. So, Georgia.
Oh, Anton.
Right, so this is the thing we need to get into, because like ultimately,
Georgia.
yeah, well,
You know how I'm still not on the fence there. Don't know what's what until I meet her.
but I think the thing is, you've got trust in me in the sense of, if I say something was a certain way, you believe
Well,
it.
I did, yes.
We
I
obviously
do.
had a chat when I came out, and I think that even by the public's standard, it was very much like it was a one-way street. It was very much like I was all for her and she wasn't for me at all, kind of thing. But ultimately, I'm a 29-year-old man now. Like, I've been in a good few relationships, long-term relationships, and I think I know if I'm pushing against the door and it's not opening. And I spoke to this, obviously explained this
But
to you.
as well, son, I know you.
Yeah,
I know when you care about somebody,
yeah.
you will just keep trying and trying, and I just thought, stop now.
I think for me, like, it wasn't as one-sided as it came across on camera. Obviously, I think now that we're actually out the villa, it's clear to see it's not that way at all.
Well, I saw that.
You've seen a lot of things. You've obviously still not met her yet.
I've not met her, but I'm hesitant. That's why she's not came to Scotland. So I just need time to digest things, son.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you go and do your own thing, and when the time's right for me to meet her.
Yeah, she's nervous too. She's nervous too.
Why would she be nervous? She seems very confident to me.
I think what it is every person in the UK effectively now knows how much an impact you have in my life, right? So I think for her, being the other female in my life, it's very much like, well, if his mum doesn't like me, I know how much that's going to affect Anton, and will that change his feelings towards me? So I think that this meeting for her is quite a big thing.
I don't know how I feel, son. We'll just wait and see and let it play out.
Let's face it, over the years, we've had several girls come in and out, right?
Several?
That sounded actually awful. That sounded so bad. But you know what I mean? There's been a lot.
Several? I thought that sounded good.
Listen.
Oh, keep it real, Anton. Please,
Okay.
keep it real. Several. I went, all right, okay. I thought that's quite good, actually. Go on,
What would you
go.
what would you describe it as then?
Several hundreds.
Yeah,
I could tell you a story or two.
let's not. My point was,
So now I need to bring you back.
no, so
The point boss with Georgia.
Well, I didn't know you were going to throw me under the bus on a podcast.
I'm not throwing you under the bus, son. I'm just telling the truth.
True.
Keep it real.
Right, I know what my point was. I've gathered my thoughts again. I've pushed up my glasses. I'm ready. I'm composed. And
All right, I'll pull up my wee titties and that and go at it. Right, let's start again.
Yeah, so basically, there's been a lot of girls have came out, but when I mean that, like, there's been probably 3 serious relationships, and there's been times where throughout the relationships that you've not particularly got on with the person I've been with. And I think that when I was younger, I definitely let that affect our relationship. Whereas now I'm at a stage where I realise that you only get one mum.
Son, my blood runs through your fucking body.
Exactly. So there's no competition in it, really. There's never a competition.
There never should be.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be that way. But sometimes I think that, I don't know, I might just going to put this out there. I'm just going to
Be
put that out
careful.
there. I'm just going to put it out there. Sometimes I think when another woman comes into my life, there's a little bit of, not jealousy, but...
Well,
And likewise the other way around, because you're so impactful in my life, when I'm like the way I am with you,
Well-
I don't think the person I'm in the relationship particularly likes it.
oh,
We're in.
jealousy, I'd never... Listen, I've got nothing to be jealous, baby. There's no jealousy in it.
What
Take
emotion
that
would you...
word.
Right.
What I would...
Jealousy's too strong, right? Jealousy's definitely too strong.
Stop.
Right.
All I want, but then again, you say that I'm sort of that older-fashioned woman where I feel that when I had you, son, my 2 wee leggies were up there like that. And Granny saying, push, push.
Get to the point.
I knew when I held you in my arms that my duty was to protect you in every way I could, to have this child, to be the best mother that I could, to try and give you things that I never had in life. And yes, I suppose in a lot of ways I do mollycoddle you in lots of ways. I like your wee pyjamas and your bed.
What are you talking about? It's not even that. I'm about to go on a night out with the boys, and then you'll say, "What time are you coming in?" And I'm like, "Mum,
I'm not even out yet."
29 years old. I'm not even out the door yet. Why do I need to tell you what time I'm coming in?
Oh, well, it's just respect. Senior day, it was respect.
But that's not what you ask. That's not how I respect things, because you want to know when I'm back home and your safety. What is it the person described you as? I had a client years ago that described you as a helicopter mum. So explain that one.
Lorraine, and she used to say, well, I think you actually told Lorraine a wee bit more than you should have.
Well, the first word in personal training is personal.
But who's training who?
Well, she's training and I'm talking.
Lorraine says to me that I was a helicopter mother.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of that in my life. I says, what do you mean? She says you can't be there to every time he goes to fall to pick him up.
To hover over him, and then as he falls, you pick him up.
Any mother would do that.
Oh, they're not. They're not. Trust me, Mum. Remember I used to go on holiday with the boys, and then I'd phone you every day, sometimes twice a day.
No, Anton.
Right, okay, 4 times a day.
Tell the truth.
Right, okay, 4 times a day.
Every couple of hours.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Anyway, the point was I called you a lot when I was on the lads' holidays, whereas the boys would go the full week and not even
But so
speak to their
did your
family.
friends phone me every...
Yeah, that's true
They
as well.
phoned me
That's
every
true.
couple of hours as well.
That's true. But anyway, we're getting off a little bit of track here. What the point is let's not use the word jealousy, but there's some sort of...
Protection. I would use the word protection, son.
Right, I would say it's in between jealousy and protection. I don't know what the word is, but there's something in between there.
Oh, no, son.
No?
I want grandbabies.
Well, Mum, every girl I bring home you don't like, so what chance have you got?
Well, if I don't respect their mannerisms in certain ways, I mean, I've got to think, this girl is going to be having my grandbabies. Is she going to bring them up right? Is she going to take care of them? Is she going to protect them properly?
But I don't think it's just from your side as well. I do notice that it comes from like whoever my partner's side as well. They kind of don't like the bond that we've got sometimes as well. It's like, so they've got that jealousy, scarcity, protection, whatever the word you want to call it. They've got that kind of fear there as well, with you. And then sometimes you can always clash with the person that I'm with.
That should never be.
It shouldn't be.
It should never be.
Regardless of what that word is, right? I feel like me and George are getting that way now. We're
I'm
getting
seeing that. I'm starting to notice that.
So we're getting that way now. We're getting close. Obviously, things are moving.
So close to you, what does close mean?
Well, I mean,
You're going to holiday together?
yeah. We spent a lot of time together since we've been out the villa.
Yeah.
We speak every day. So things are moving good. And yeah, obviously I feel like I don't want that sort of barrier again. Because ultimately, like, it's going to be effectively the two most important women in my life. And it's like, I need to
bring it together. And everything will be cool if she's cool, if she shows respect, if she's protective enough. But I didn't really see that in Love Island, Anton.
It's just one of the ones we'll need to see what happens. But I'm confident, scared, apprehensive about the whole thing. But I do think you'll get on. I think you've got a lot in common. I keep telling you this.
I hope so. But we'll just see what happens. There's plenty of time before. I mean, you're not going to fly out the nest yet, are you?
Who knows?
A wee birdie told me that you and her are talking about Marbella.
Yeah, I think we should talk about this off the podcast, you know. We'll leave that one there today, won't we? We'll leave that one there today.
If you want.
Subscribe now to What's the Crack on Spotify. New episodes and amazing guests every Thursday.